One of the most common mistakes that I see people making who are attempting to recover from their chronic condition is that they attempt to address symptoms directly with whichever treatment modality they adopt. However, what many people are unaware of, and finding this out completely transformed my own recovery, is that many processes occur before a symptom is actually created. You see, what most symptoms are outputs, or a command that's produced by the brain, and this output is a reflection of sensory inputs that the brain has taken on board. What happens is that sensory stimuli is taken on board by sensory organs or receptors. This information then travels via peripheral nerves into the spinal cord. It then travels up the spinal cord into the brainstem, and then from the brainstem, this sensory information then gets processed by the cerebellum. It then travels up to the thalamus to then finally be relayed to the cortex, which are these two large hemispheres at the top of our brain. And this is the exact spot where this sensory input is then converted into a motor output. So with this whole pathway taken into account, there are 7 potential levels of a lesion, or levels at which neurological injury can occur, that will impact how accurately the brain is able to take on board sensory stimuli. If breakdowns in function have occurred at any point in this pathway, then there's potential for permanently undesirable motor outputs to be produced by the cortex, which could manifest in the form of chronic symptoms. The reason why all of this is so important to take note of is because you'll really struggle to resolve your chronic symptoms for the long term whilst there are dysfunctions present at any of these levels. And this really helps to explain why with everything you're trying to get better, your body just keeps reverting back to its old symptomatic ways. You have to address these underlying dysfunctions existing within your neural networks in order to take that pressure off of your body. And that's why I'm such a big fan of having the function of your brain and nervous system thoroughly assessed. Alongside this, I also think it's worth having other health markers checked as well, just to see if you're deficient in something that's easily fixable.